Morning guys. So the wood floor pros have arrived and they are going to be doing our hardwood floors for us. So as they get in, we'll kind of see what they're doing and kind of show the process. Let's get into it. James and Jake are currently sanding the house. James is working the big drum sander through the living room currently, and we'll work down the hall and into the bedrooms. Jake is going around with a hand sander and doing all of the edges where the drum sander or the big sander can't get on the walls. That'll probably take most of the afternoon, and then from there we'll kind of see where it goes.
Sanding, you want to take off as little as possible to prolong the life of the wood. You want to get as many sands out of this wood as much as possible. Learning techniques and things like that, you can make it almost impossible to tell where the finish is and the wood is. The only way you can tell is just by looking by the slickness of it and the roughness of the wood.
Well, they're finishing up the last bit of sanding now. They have moved on to the living room. All the bedrooms in the hallway are done. It's looking incredible, just the naked wood. We have decided we're just going to do a clear coat over it, so pretty dang excited about that.
That looks beautiful.
So they're going to start that tomorrow after they get the rest of the sanding done tonight. They'll call it a day, and then tomorrow they'll do a first like sealing coat and then poly clear coat over the top of that. So yeah,
And then soon we can move stuff on it.
Yeah, and finish all the other projects that we have lined up for
Never ending.
after the fact. So cool. All right, well, you guys have a good night and we'll see you in the morning. Good morning. The wood floor pros are back and they are finishing up all of the edge sanding. There's some leftover old finish just in all of the corners, and it's pretty hard to get in with that larger sander or even though that bigger hand sander that I showed you yesterday. So they have a nice little edging tool that is pretty small and get in all those little edges. Once they're done with that, they're going to go ahead and buff the floor and then start working on the clear coat. So hopefully they'll take us along on the process, and maybe you'll meet the owner, James, and we'll go from there. All right guys, so I'm here with James. He came back today. We're going to get onto the buffing step, so he's going to explain that to you guys.
So yesterday we got all the finish off with our big sander, and today we're going to start buffing. That helps with the finish, makes the floor really smooth. Gets all the imperfections out of it if there was left any from the other one from the big sanding. So I'm gonna get it buffed and get it coated today. Hope it looks good.
So I'm here with James. He is the owner, operator, does everything in the show.
Everything. So our process, everything is dustless. Everything has a vacuum on it. We start out, there's a finish on the floor usually, and it's uneven. There's lots of different boards that's moved over the years. So we want to start out and sanding it flat. So we use an 80 grit sand, belt sander, to get that flat with the edger as well, 80 grit on the edge. You want to always do what you do on the edge as what you do in the center to keep those scratch patterns that we talked about the same. And then we do a buff. We buff it flat like you felt earlier.
Yeah.
We do 100 grit with that. Then we vacuum it and coat it.
Yeah.
So we're a small company. My wife is my office manager. She does my books. She does my scheduling. She'll be the one that you talk to schedule any jobs, any appointments that we need to come out and take a look at the floor and do bids and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll have all that information in the description below, also up on the screen. So if you're looking to get your floors done somewhere around the Salt Lake Valley, you'd be the guy to call. Yeah. They did an amazing job here. We can't be happier.
We are so excited to have had the wood floor pros out to refinish our house's original hardwood floors. We chose a natural finish with no stain, and the floors are just beautiful. If you live in the Salt Lake City Valley, we highly recommend you call James and his crew for any hardwood finishing needs you might have. Thanks for following along. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you get notified when we post new content. We've got a lot of new stuff coming your way.